there's not a family in the country that isn't worried about the health of their children or the food supply. I mean, we're seeing these amazing epidemics in cancer, autism, Alzheimer's, diabetes, obesity, you name it, you pick up the newspaper and there's something going on. And we know that families are worried about that. So today I am joined by Ann Cooper, who has just launched an extraordinary campaign with the White House to get salad bars into school lunchrooms across the country, because she shares my concern around the health of children. Today, 1 in 3 kids has autism, allergies, ADHD, or asthma. That's a new statistic. And so Ann and I are here today because we are working with Whole Foods customers and shoppers, people that are concerned about the health of their families, and working to inspire change in the health of children.
And it's so important. And it's so important not to get overwhelmed by it. I think one thing that everyone needs to know is they can do one thing at a time. You know, just do one thing. Whether it is changing the kind of milk you buy, buying organic or RGBH-free, or a hormone and antibiotic-free, or pesticide-free. I mean, just start with one thing, and every single thing you do helps these kids.
Absolutely, and things don't happen overnight, and any mom knows that. You don't wean a kid from a sippy cup overnight, you don't potty train a kid overnight, you're not going to have these radical changes in your kitchen overnight, but all of us can do one thing, and none of us can do everything, but we can all do something.
I think that we get brainwashed. I mean, kids see 40,000 commercials a year for non-nutrient foods. I mean, they're just bombarded with this junk food, junk food, junk food, and then they nag their moms, I want this, I need this, I want that. And we have to know, moms all across the country have to know that they make a difference, that they're really important, that they are so empowered to make a difference for kids, and it's one small step every day.
Right, and so sure, you know, I'm going to do the best I can, and I'm going to want them to choose the apple, and I'm going to want them to choose the banana, but I also know that they're going to get a blue cupcake in school. And so for that, I always say, you know, we've got to have this 80-20 rule, where 80% of the time, I'm going to do the best job I can. The other 20% of the time, it's the real world, and yes, they're going to get that exposure. And we do what we can with what we have.
Absolutely, and I think we need to remember that the things we need to focus on are the ones that our kids eat the most of. So if your kid drinks apple juice 2 or 3 times a day, then make sure it's organic apple juice, and don't worry about the beets that they eat once a month. So take those choices, make good choices, one at a time, and eventually you'll really change your diet and your kids' diet, and all for the better.
And it was in taking those baby steps that you realized you really could do something with picky eaters, limited time, and a limited budget.
So I guess the takeaway is for all of us everywhere, when feeding kids, just do one thing to make a difference for our nation's children.